The night is silent, save for your ticking clock, the relentless reminder that time is slipping through your fingers like sand. You wake up at 3 a.m. staring wide-eyed into the abyss of darkness that holds all your fears. The echoes of a distant memory haunt you, images of joy replaced by anxiety, laughter washed away by the weight of regret. Your heart races as your mind races with thoughts that should have never crept in. The fears of being unable to provide for yourself, or worse, for others. It's a suffocating sense of humiliation, a gnawing reminder that you fell into the trappings of consumerism, believing that more was always better. But as you lie there, fully aware that the superficiality of it all has cost you your dignity, can you feel it? That deep-seated shame clawing at your gut, reminding you that you are not where you envisioned yourself to be. And then it comes, the cruel sound of a declined credit card, ringing out like a death knell in your financial life. A sharp breath catches in your throat as you remember the stares from friends and family, the look of judgment as they watched you flounder. You refuse to believe that your best years have dissipated into thin air, squandered on desires you didn't even want. You feel trapped, wage slave to a lifestyle that has sold you short. Perhaps even a whisper of envy slips through your clenched teeth as you think about those around you who seem unaffected by such worries. But let's be real. Every single purchase left a mark. Every so-called treat yourself moment hurt more than it healed. Just one more cup of overpriced organic coffee, you told yourself in justifications that quickly grew weak. One more night out with friends. I deserve to enjoy life. But in chasing fleeting happiness, where has that left you? You've locked yourself in a jail made of receipts and bills, a revolving door of spending that you can't escape. The irony? Freedom is just outside, mocking you. It whispers that all it takes is one decisive step. But how can you take the leap when the weight of shame keeps you shackled? And that's where most people get it wrong. They think they can keep up with the Joneses until they find themselves gasping for breath, lost in a sea of debt that offers no lifeboat. The truth is, your self-worth has suffered. It's wrapped tightly around your ability to spend, to buy, to impress. Each credit card swipe is a claim on your dignity, ushering you into a future where peace of mind is a barren wasteland. You might ask yourself how it came to this, how you suddenly find yourself spiraling down a rabbit hole filled with insomnia and despair. Late nights spent staring up at the ceiling wondering, how will I pay the next bill? Am I doing this alone? Is anyone else feeling this way? You've found solace in silence, but it is a silence that screams, who will come to save you? The haunting realization hits you. No one is coming. Sounds harsh, doesn't it? But the bitter truth is a fierce wake-up call. You have to save yourself. So I ask you, if you identified with this reality, I invite you to pause and reflect. Hit that subscribe button, not just to hear me, but to reclaim your dignity and take back control. It's time to step out of the shadows of consumerism and face your hidden pain head-on. You deserve to recover everything you've lost, to find a path where financial dignity is not just a distant dream, but a tangible reality. Your darkest hours can serve as your most profound teacher, but only if you choose to listen to its lessons. It's time to take a long, hard look in the mirror. This may feel like an insurmountable uphill battle, but heed my words. It all begins here, with recognizing the storm that has raged within you. Brace yourself. The journey ahead won't be easy, but it is necessary. The changes needed to recover those lost savings won't happen overnight. But with resolve, you can stop living in fear and step into the life you were meant to lead. Are you ready to become the hero of your own financial story? This is where your metamorphosis begins. Let's do this together. You might think Warren Buffett is an eccentric billionaire floating in the stratosphere of wealth, a world apart from your struggles. But let's shift that narrative. Imagine him as your wise, frugal grandfather, an ordinary man who happens to have extraordinary insights. Picture him sitting across the table, perhaps nursing a glass of Coca-Cola, recounting stories of his youthful endeavors, cautionary tales laced with hard-earned wisdom. Yes, this is the grandfather saver you can relate to, the man who teaches through simplicity, patience, and an aversion to debt. But what he said about debt changed everything. In a world consumed by materialism, Buffett stands tall as a beacon of resistance against the whirlwind of compulsive spending and superficiality. To him, the allure of credit cards is akin to a mirage in the desert, beautiful but ultimately deceptive. Think about it. How often have you craved the instant gratification that comes from swiping that card, only to find yourself deeper in a financial quagmire? Buffett's modest lifestyle starkly contrasts the chaos enveloping you. His mantra echoes through time. Do not borrow money to buy things that won't provide sustenance for your future. But here you are, enveloped in a habit of spending, each new item a temporary balm for deep-seated fears, your every purchase reinforcing those shackles of consumerism. Each swipe of the card becomes a painful reminder of values you compromised, your dignity slipping further with every extravagance. That's a painful reality, isn't it? Yet, Buffett is the voice of reason, cutting through the fog of unfulfilled desires. He urges us to embrace patience. Imagine him, with his trademark simplicity, espousing the virtues of waiting. This is a lesson lost on many today. In your haste to impress, you've overlooked the beauty of delaying gratification. Here's the truth. Life's richest joys often lie beyond the horizon of immediate satisfaction, and that's where most people get it wrong. They dive headfirst into debt, ignoring the steady, deliberate approach that Buffett so often preaches. Fast forward 10 years. The thrill of that new car fades, but the weight of its payment lingers like a thick fog, obscuring any light of hope. You can see it, can't you? As we pivot toward our own realities, look closely. Consider your financial footprint and how it has become a maze of anxiety and regret. While Buffett lives in a world of abundance, he adheres to a philosophy rooted in scarcity, the idea that real wealth involves learning to live without. Every time he walks past a flashy store, he doesn't cower in envy. Instead, he smirks because he knows the truth. These items won't define who I am. But there's a contrast here that we must address. You, entangled in the frenzy of consumerism, have allowed the external to dictate your internal peace. Your friends' fancy vacations, the social media feeds filled with luxurious lifestyles. These are the wolves of envy, gnawing at your sense of self-worth. You start equating your value with what's in your shopping cart. What if I told you that Buffett's approach, that no-spend mentality, holds the key to unlocking the chains that have kept you confined? You see, the years that have slipped through your fingers weren't losses, they were lessons. The harsh realities, the sleepless nights gnawing at your soul, are all signs that it's time to take control. Think of your future self, the one in 2026. What would that version of you say? Envision walking into a store, not as a consumer desperate for validation, but as a conqueror armed with one absolute truth. I am not defined by what I buy. Adopt that spirit. It's a radical departure from the chaos you currently experience. And what's key here is understanding Buffett's perspective on spending, a philosophy that ensures your dignity is restored. His famous no-spend philosophy isn't merely about cutting back, it's about reevaluating priorities, refocusing your energies on what truly matters. Imagine feeling the rush of pride when your savings account grows, not because you splurged, but because you spent wisely. Here's a micro hook to hold on to. What if your spending habits became an asset instead of a liability? Picture this. Every dollar you save becomes a building block toward a life free of anxiety, a life where you can provide for your future, as well as for those you love. Too many times we sabotage ourselves by believing that we're stuck, but relying on Buffett's girding wisdom allows us to escape the seemingly inescapable trap of the financial hamster wheel. His insights on debt remind us that borrowing money is a modern-day chain, one that shackles your future to present desires. So here's your challenge. Reflect upon Buffett's legacy. Can you summon the courage to let go of borrowed dreams today for the sake of a dignified tomorrow? It's time to channel your inner grandfather saver. This journey is about finding solace in simplicity, reclaiming your financial health through delayed gratification, and embracing patience as your guiding light. The secret that follows could indeed change everything in your financial journey. I'm urging you, take that step, stand tall against the whirlwind of spending, and let Buffett's legacy pave your way to freedom. You owe it to yourself to reclaim what you've lost and restore your dignity. The time to act is now. Are you ready to take action and become the keeper of your own financial destiny? Let's shift gears and dive deeper into the battle plan. Your metamorphosis is just beginning. Let's face the music. Many of you are drowning in a financial quagmire. You might not want to hear this, but the reality is that your failures are not arbitrary. They are intricately woven into the very fabric of modern consumer culture, and understanding this will be your first step towards liberation. Have you ever paused for a moment to consider the math of debt? Let's break it down. You made decisions, potentially under the influence of social media, peer pressure, and the false allure of keeping up with those around you. You might have allowed yourself to believe that debt is just a byproduct of modern living, waving it off as par for the course. But the truth? Your debt isn't just numbers. It's a reflection of a lifestyle dictated by fleeting desires. Think about it. Every time you swipe that credit card, you're essentially taking out a small loan against your future. You are borrowing not only money but also your peace of mind and your freedom. You may be thinking, I can manage this. But can you? What often happens is not just an increase in monthly payments, but the onset of a slow, creeping anxiety, like a fog tightening around your throat. This is the classic cycle of debt, living paycheck to paycheck, incurring additional charges, and paying only the minimum. And where does this leave you? Trapped. The imposingly large interest payments turn small debts into mountains within months, and as they accumulate, so does the silent and unwelcome companion called shame. You didn't just borrow money, you clawed away pieces of your dignity. And here's the cold, brutal truth. No one is coming to save you. You are responsible for your financial destiny, whether you accept that reality or not. And that's where most people get it wrong. They think life is a series of limitless options. Each credit card swipe is a temporary escape from the pressures of reality, leading you down the rabbit hole of spending. But the key understanding lies here. Each purchase comes with lasting repercussions, not just for your wallet but for your emotional well-being. The spiraling effect of debt feeds into a social status trap. You may have found yourself spending money to impress others, trying to build a facade of success that only leads to humiliation when your real financial state catches up with your pretense. As one so aptly put it, you can be rich in stuff, yet broke in spirit. Instead of feeling empowered, you are caught in a web of social validation where your value is dictated by material possessions. When your social circle emphasizes extravagant dinners, luxury vacations, and the latest tech gadgets, it's easy to feel pressured to keep up. But here lies the painful irony. Those who flaunt wealth the most might be scrambling to pay their own bills behind the scenes. The social status trap is just that, a trap. The world doesn't need more consumers. It needs wise savers, like Warren Buffett. Now let's focus on the term lifestyle creep. It's insidious, creeping into your life while you remain blissfully unaware. With every promotion, every bonus, every raise, it sneaks in a corresponding uptick in spending. You celebrate your modest achievements with extravagant purchases, believing you've earned them. Yet with each sizable expense, your financial self starts to fade. You climb that corporate ladder only to watch your savings slide away, unnoticed. It's the eerie acknowledgement of a lifestyle that spins out of control, consuming every ounce of savings you have. Think about it. How did you end up in your current situation? You thought it was okay to treat yourself indefinitely, to indulge your desires with the hope that tomorrow would be different. But here's the reality check. The future you envisioned is now suffocated by the weight of your past decisions. And let's face it, no one is coming to fix your missteps. This anxiety respects no borders. Understand that you are not alone. In a world still recovering from the chaos of economic fluctuation, countless individuals face the same demons you do. From New York to Nairobi, people are waking up at 3 a.m., staring into the abyss of their financial lives, feeling that same suffocating combination of anxiety and humiliation. Write in the comments which city or country you are watching from. Let us know where we are all facing this together. And while you might hope that some benevolent force will swoop in and change everything, it's time for a brutally honest revelation. Your financial salvation lies not in luck, but in action. You must reclaim your story, wrestle your dignity back from the jaws of consumerism. It's your responsibility to recalibrate, to make a conscious effort to break free of these shackles. Your current trajectory, built on the debris of overspending, poor choices, and a quest for social validation, must be recalibrated. The journey to financial dignity starts with the acceptance of your reality. Can you confront your financial shortcomings head-on? The time to take back control is now. Stop blaming external forces and realize that the change begins within you. So, this isn't a series of lofty ideals. This is a wake-up call. It's time to shatter the fog of indulgence and awaken to the clarity of discipline and patience. Your metamorphosis is not just possible, it's necessary. It's time to reclaim your dignity, strip away the facades, and face the hard truths about your finances. The journey may be tough, but consistency and commitment will be your guiding lights. Are you ready to confront your financial reality and embrace the path to freedom? Let's not delay this any longer. The battle plan is next. Together, we will reclaim what you have lost. But first, it starts with acknowledging the harsh truth. You are the hero of this story. Now, let's act like it. Let's dive into the battle plan that will empower you to reclaim the lost savings of the last decade. This is your moment to commit to a no-spend year, an audacious strategy inspired by Warren Buffett's wisdom that can reshape your financial landscape. By adopting this radical approach, you won't just cut expenses, you're going to change your financial trajectory entirely. Think of this as your roadmap to liberation, a comprehensive guide to reclaiming your dignity and financial freedom. Pillar 1. The Dignity Fund. First and foremost, we introduce the Dignity Fund, a sacred space where you allocate your energy, resources, and attention. Your dignity deserves preservation, and the Dignity Fund is here to serve as a buffer against life's stormy seas. This fund isn't about taking frivolous trips or buying unnecessary gadgets. It's about clarity and purpose. Start by assessing your current financial landscape. It's time to clear the clutter. List every single expense you incur monthly, from the coffee shop runs to that streaming service you forgot you subscribed to. Get ruthless in this examination. Are these expenses serving a genuine purpose in your life, or have they morphed into enslavement? Here's a specific action. Cancel any subscriptions that don't align with your core values or goals. Feel that resistance? That's the weight of shame trying to pull you back into your old habits. Embrace the discomfort. It's essential to dismantle this facade that consumerism has built around you. Then, allocate at least 10% of your monthly income to the Dignity Fund for the next year. This isn't just a savings account, it's a testament to your commitment to honoring yourself, rebuilding your dignity, and allowing room for true experiences that enrich your life. Remember, this fund should only be used for real emergencies or opportunities that genuinely align with your values, things that will fortify your future self, not compromise it. Pillar 2. The No Debt Pact. Next, let's make a promise. A hard, unforgiving pact. The No Debt Pact has one clear objective: to eradicate debt for good. Write this down. I vow to live within my means. This pact will require unwavering commitment, and for that, you have to take action. First, cut up your credit cards. I know it sounds extreme, but this is a crucial step in your recovery. Credit cards serve as deceptively small chains that bind your financial potential. You might think, but I need my credit card for emergencies. And let me enlighten you. Real emergencies don't come at checkout counters. They come in unexpected life situations. Replace credit options with cash. If that feels scary, it should. It means you're finally confronting your habits. Withdraw cash monthly for your fixed and discretionary expenses. This fosters discipline and accountability. Set a hard limit on your spending so that you're no longer tempted to overspend or slip back into your old habits. Here's a painful but necessary instruction. Sell the car. Yes, you read that right. If you're still making payments on a vehicle or feel smothered by the weight of insurance costs, take a critical look at your transportation. Can public transport, biking, or carpooling serve you better? Release that burden and use the proceeds to bulk up your Dignity Fund or pay down any existing debts. It may sting initially, but know that you're making space for freedom. Pillar 3. The Compound Interest Rule. Allow me to introduce the compound interest rule as your guiding star. This pillar shows you how to turn every dollar saved into an investment toward your future. While the no-spend approach strips down unnecessary expenditures, this compound philosophy reveals that wisely managed savings can create abundance over time. Open a high-yield savings account dedicated to your Dignity Fund. This is your new best friend. Look for banks that offer better interest rates, and try not to get lured in by flashy offers that charge hefty fees. Your goal is simple: to watch your money grow while you stick to your no-spend mentality. Furthermore, think about additional revenue streams. I want you to brainstorm methods to earn extra income. Perhaps it's a side hustle, freelance gigs, or selling items gathering dust in your home. The truth is that every dollar you bring in serves to elevate your status as a responsible steward of your finances. And here's your micro hoop to chew on. What if your savings could earn you passive income? The moment you invest the money in sound opportunities, you're planting seeds for future growth. This isn't about playing the lottery. It's about patience and smart investments that align with your newly established values. Pillar 4. The 30-Day Purge Challenge. Finally, let's ask you to engage in something I call the 30-Day Purge Challenge. For 1 month, commit to eliminating all unnecessary purchases, not just skipping the fancy coffee but refraining from every impulse buy. Spend your time discovering joy and experiences instead of material items. Keep a journal chronicling each day's challenges and breakthroughs. Track your emotions as they surface. Is there anxiety when you resist buying? Record it. This will illuminate the hidden triggers that prop you up against growing financially. At the end of the month, reflect. What have you learned? Is your sense of self-worth still tied to material possessions, or have you begun to feel a whisper of freedom? Most importantly, do you have at least one item you could sell to boost your dignity fund further? This challenge allows you to reconnect with your motivations and rewire your habits, anchoring you in the concept that freedom is not for sale. The more you practice this, the more profound your transformation will be. Now take a deep breath. This is not just a battle plan. This is your manifesto for reclaiming your financial dignity and overcoming the shackles that consumerism tied around you. The path may seem daunting, but it starts small. A single step backed with unwavering conviction will set you on a trajectory toward liberation. The transitional phrase as we head into the next phase. What if your future self could look back at this moment as the turning point in reclaiming your financial life? Let's arm you with the mental pivot you'll need, not just to survive this journey, but to thrive. The metamorphosis is underway. As you embark on this audacious journey towards reclaiming your financial dignity through a no-spend year, understand that challenges will arise. You're not making a casual decision to cut back on spending. You're taking a resolute stand against a lifetime of ingrained habits. But soon, you'll face the inevitable temptations that threaten to derail your mission, especially from envy and social pressures lurking around every corner. Let's address the elephant in the room. How will you deal with neighbors' envy and the incessant chatter from friends and family who simply don't understand your newfound path? It's natural to feel the sting of judgment as you turn down invitations to lavish dinners or announce that you won't be splurging on the latest gadgets. Remember, this journey isn't about fitting within a preconceived social mold. It's about carving out a unique space that respects your dignity above all else. And that's where most people get it wrong. They allow external voices to drown out their internal calling, bending to peer pressure under the guise of camaraderie while sacrificing their long-term goals. Your resolve will be tested, my friend, as you witness others indulging in what looks like effortless bliss. They may flaunt their shiny cars or their exotic vacations, and for a fleeting moment, their celebrations may tug at your ego. But the truth? Beneath the surface of that splashy facade lies the very shame you are trying to outrun, the stark reality that many are shackled to debt, struggling beneath regrets of their own choosing. So here's your shield against all of that. Fortify yourself with a deep reminder of what you are truly chasing. When whispers of envy start to creep in, invoke the spirit of financial freedom and the peace that follows. Imagine your friends asking why you skipped that ritzy dinner once you've recovered a substantial amount of your lost savings. Picture their bewildered faces as they realize that your journey isn't just about abstaining, it's about crafting a narrative rooted in dignity and resilience. Every nodded head of disapproval will become a reminder of why you chose this path in the first place. You are not succumbing to a life of austerity. You're reclaiming your freedom from the burdens that others may carry without even realizing it. The crushing weight of social pressures may roar, but you will stand firm in the knowledge that your journey is genuine and unique. But the allure of immediate gratification is crafty, isn't it? It will pull at your heartstrings, whispering the sweet lies of just one swipe, or you've earned this treat. It may glimmer with promises of joy, reminding you of the carefree moments, those superficial, happy flashes. But let's cut through that temptation with a clear eye. Genuine happiness awaits you not in the fleeting rush of spending, but in the profound joy of knowing that you have taken back control. That's right. What if I told you that every time you resist the urge to spend, you're actively choosing your peace of mind over momentary satisfaction? Yes, every penny saved bolsters your dignity fund and serves as a stepping stone toward ultimate freedom. Now let's fast forward to 2026, the year where you will find yourself basking in the glorious afterglow of your struggles. Paint this picture vividly in your mind. You wake up to the gentle sound of nature outside your window. There are no gripping thoughts of unpaid debt weighing heavily on your shoulders. Instead, you can finally breathe freely, knowing your finances are in check. Perhaps you'll sip your coffee while sitting on your back deck, looking out at a life you have meticulously crafted. A life filled not with material clutter, but with experiences that resonate deeply with your soul. Can you see it? The day you no longer feel the sting of envy but the swell of joy as you share stories of your own adventures, ones that didn't require a mountain of debt to achieve. You'll be recounting how you chose to ski with your family in the mountains, spending evenings laughing over simple dinners instead of lavish restaurants. Yes, the type of memories that come from your shared stories, not from the price tags. And here's the glorious part. You'll stretch your budget further than you thought possible, building confidence one financial decision at a time. Each small victory solidifies your resolve, and ultimately becomes a powerful affirmation of your worth. You will not just exist in the world of consumerism, you will thrive as a beacon of wisdom amongst those who still remain in their financial quagmire. You'll be present for your family, their birthdays, and everyday nuances, no longer financially shackled to a life dictated by purchases. Visualize giving your hard-earned money purpose, a substantial savings account that not only meets immediate needs, but also serves as a foundation for future investments. You think ahead to that dream vacation paid for in cash, a symbol of true freedom achieved through sacrifice and discipline. Can you feel the exhilarating rush of that reality? It's exhilarating, isn't it? So what if life tries to throw envy and pressure at you as a test? Instead of succumbing, you will transform that negativity into fuel, propelling yourself further toward your goals. It becomes a cycle of empowerment, where each challenge faced is merely another opportunity to strengthen your resolve. Your future self is waiting in 2026. Grab a hold of the promise of peace that accompanies this journey, a peace that flourishes when you reclaim your financial dignity, a flourishing that comes from understanding where true value lies. You'll be a symbol of resilience, inspiring others to embark on their own journeys with newfound wisdom. Savor that vision. It's not merely a fantasy, it's your destiny, and it all begins with the choices you make today. So, as you step into this bold new chapter of your life, hold your head high. You're on a path that not only salvages your savings but restores your dignity, giving you an unwavering power, the power to choose a life less dictated by wealth and material goods, and instead, rich with experiences, joy, and genuine connection. The mental pivot is key. It's the armor that will protect you against the winds of envy and social pressures. You are not just pursuing a no-spend year, you are reclaiming your identity. Now, let's prepare to solidify everything with our final message and the ultimatum that will frame this transformative journey. You stand at a crossroads, peering into the unknown. On one side, the familiar lure of consumerism beckons with its enticing promises of instant gratification, casting a seductive spell that feels all too easy to slip back into. On the other side lies the majestic path of dignity, a perilous journey toward reclaiming the last 10 years of your lost savings. The choice is yours, and it demands more than idle consideration. It calls for resolute action. Thank you for allowing me to walk beside you on this transformative journey. With every word spoken and every realization made, you have taken steps toward becoming the architect of your own financial destiny. But right now, the clock is ticking. Time you won't get back. Every second spent contemplating your choices is a second spent away from reclaiming your true self. As we reach this critical juncture, let's take a moment to reflect on the stakes at hand. You may feel like you're at the edge of a precipice, life hanging in the balance, and perhaps the weight of your past decisions keeps you from taking that leap. But imagine the exhilaration of standing tall in 2026, looking back on this moment as the day you resolve to take control. Can you feel it? And that's where most people falter. They sink into the quicksand of indecision, dwelling on fears rather than jumping into action. But if you've learned anything from this deep dive, it's that your dignity hangs in the balance. You must confront the burden of your choices with brutal honesty and fierce determination. Will you choose to continue tethered to shame, or will you break free to discover what true freedom feels like? To navigate this journey, you'll need to embrace the very essence of Buffett's teachings, reflecting on his aversion to debt and commitment to saving. Remember, patience will be your compass, guiding you through the challenging moments ahead. Every refrained impulse buy is an act of defiance against the shackles of consumerism. Each stored dollar is a step closer to financial freedom. Just like Buffett advises, your focus should not be on the immediate pleasures of today, but rather on the enduring rewards of tomorrow. But let's get real for a moment. This transformation will not happen overnight. The path to dignity will be rife with stumbling blocks. You might face the questioning glances of loved ones, or the resignation of envy as you hold fast to your convictions, while others continue to indulge. It will take tenacity, a willingness to stand firm against the tumult of societal expectations. It's time to ask yourself this probing question. What does your financial legacy look like? Are you going to be the person who succumbed to the whims of societal pressure, or one who stood resolute for their dignity? This is not merely about money, it's about crafting a narrative that resonates deeply with who you want to be. You have waited long enough for the winds of change to blow your way. It is time to take the helm of your ship and steer the course. And that's where the power of your choices will resonate the loudest. Picture this. As you commit to your no-spend year, reflect on the lessons learned and experiences embraced. You aren't just about conscientiously saving money. You're actively redefining who you are. You're unearthing authenticity, and that authenticity will become your shield against the pressures of conformity. The moment you reframe your narrative, living purposefully, making sacrifices for dignity instead of superficiality, is the moment you step into the light of true empowerment. In this courageous voyage, don't forget to offer yourself the kindness and grace you deserve. Confronting your financial realities may dredge up a swirl of emotions, fear, anguish, perhaps despair, but it may also unveil clarity and purpose. So, breathe deeply, gather your resolve, and remember why you began this journey in the first place. To close, I need to remind you of one crucial truth. Your time is valuable, and your peace of mind is priceless. Every choice you make in these coming months has the potential to change not just your finances, but the very essence of your being. You deserve a life unshackled from the burdens of regret, a life filled with dignity, respect, and the freedom to make choices aligned with your values, not dictated by the pressures of the world around you. As this chapter reaches its conclusion, let's carry forth one of Warren Buffett's most resonant lessons, a lesson that transcends mere finance and enters the realm of life itself. The best investment you can make is in yourself. The more you learn, the more you earn. Reflect on that thought. What you do today will shape your tomorrow, and every ounce of effort you put into reclaiming your financial dignity echoes through the corridors of time. Pause and recognize this moment. Let your commitment to change wash over you like a gentle tide, knowing you have the power to craft not just your narrative, but your legacy. Thank you for your time, your courage, and your willingness to embark on this arduous but necessary journey. May you move forward with unyielding strength and optimism as you reclaim what once was lost. Fade to black. This is your moment, your metamorphosis, your victory awaiting to emerge.